Yeah. And we're back
Q&A.
with another episode.
Q&A.
Chilling with our boo. And I'm with Q.
Hey.
Tell the DJ to hit the ones and the twos. And when I hear the sound, that is my cue
Yup.
to hop on the beat and go act the fool. Questions and answers like call and response.
Yup.
We go back and forth and build as we talk. Everything from music and business and politics. Life lessons learned. We discuss all of it. You gotta tune in to every episode.
Yup.
Watch us on the live stream or listen on the road. It's the Q&A, here the Q&A show. It's the Q&A, here the Q&A show. Hey.
What is good, y'all? It's your boy Boo Sama. We're back here on the Q&A show, and I got a special guest today. Today's special guest is my little brother, Gerald Sama, and crazy thing is, yesterday was his birthday, bruh.
It was my birthday yesterday, March 5th.
How you feeling?
Old, I'm playing.
He sound like
It feels good. Just
good.
another rotation around the sun.
Yes.
It was cool. It was cool.
Yes, sir. How old are you now?
22. Like Mark Ingram. 22.
Mark Ingram, my man said. I like that.
Oh, God.
That was smooth. Mark Ingram is 22, man. So let's talk about it, man. So being 22 years old, what is one thing that you're looking forward to?
Being 20, I'm looking forward to just experiencing new things, coming out of COVID, the whole pandemic, and just really just seeing what's the difference, and not only people, but like lifestyles and things like that, because everything's different now, really, if you think about it. So going forward, I just want to see how things just operate and how things are around me personally.
Facts. And before we get started with the podcast, got little bro a cake, you know what I'm saying? So we finna eat some cupcakes and talk.
God.
You like some? Bruh, so check this out. I went to Hy-Vee. I attempted to get the candles. The lady, she forgot my fucking candles, bruh.
I'm sorry.
So I couldn't, you know what I'm saying, do the
That's
whole
fine, bro.
razzle dazzle, you know what I mean? But I know you've seen it already. But hey,
God.
let's
Thank you. Thank you.
no problem, bruh. Always. You know what I mean? So
Thank
there you
you,
go,
man.
bruh. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. You guys see it?
Good cakes. Good cakes.
Good cakes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. You want one?
Yeah, I'll take one. Sir, no problem, man.
Thank you so much. This is the first cake I got in like 2 years.
Hey,
Dead ass.
it's all good, bruh. But let's talk about it, man. How was growing up for you? Even though we grew up in the same household, but
Mhm.
when you walk outside of that house and when I walk outside of that house, our world is completely different. So I just want to hear some stories about some of the trials and tribulations that you faced.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Growing up, going to Garton, single mom, having older brothers.
Yeah.
What was your experience like?
So my experience was actually, I say I got the best, not the best, but my experience wasn't as traumatizing, I guess, because when our parents got divorced and things like that, I was so young, and I haven't like adjusted to having both parents in the household and things like that. So from that aspect, I just saw everything differently from the jump. The only people that I really depended on really was like my brothers or the rest of our brothers and mom really. So from that, I'd say it was smooth, nothing really crazy, nothing wild happened. It was kind of boring. Living in Iowa,
It
being
was
an African American living in Iowa was really boring.
That's
But
facts.
it's not as bad as it people like. I don't want to say it's not as bad as people make it seem, because the type of people I had in my life and around me that made it great. But it's boring. It's slow paced,
Yeah.
boring, and you everything's just happening right in front of your eyes.
So like, if you could have been raised in any other states in America, what state would it have been? I wish we would have left to Texas, honestly.
Either Texas, Arizona, or Florida, just cause it's warm. Cali, I guess. But yeah, just cause it's warm. Any warm state, really, so I could be outside all the time, or so we could have been outside all the time. Cause being inside is boring when you have a small ass house, bro. You know that shit. Being inside is boring when you're broke. Living in a small state is boring when you're broke.
Facts.
There's nothing else to do but just be in the house and play video games. We didn't even have updated video games either, so we had to play old ass games.
No, that's facts. Niggas had 07 and 2010.
Oh god, just doing shit. But other than that though, it was fun. My friends were consistent. I still hang out with the same people I hung out with when I was like 10. Not even 10, probably 7 years old. And it's not because like I'm not grown and shit or anything like that. It's just simply because people just don't move how you want them to move, and they're not dependable like you expect them to be. So being able to have a steady friend group and a steady people in my life to guide me in the right direction, knowing where I come from and knowing where I'm trying to get, I'd say that helped me a lot.
How do you think you guys were able to keep that bond growing up? You know,
Probably
what
just
was it that kept you guys together?
I say what kept us together is just understanding each other, checking each other when we get out of place. Because and not even in a negative way, in the most positive way possible, because you could be moving a certain way that people that know you for real hasn't recognized before. And so to have people in your life to check you when you get out your own lane or to remind you of your destinations, that's always good, because you can have someone who they have a lot of friends and things like that, and they always got these new friend groups and things like that, but those new friend groups aren't checking them or reminding them of who they are from the past. Like, they're not checking them and reminding them of where they're trying to go. They're just along for the ride. So, yeah, I'd say that's what really kept us a strong bond between us, is just checking each other and knowing each other and just making sure that we're doing the right things, really.
So, do you think like growing up playing Little All American and stuff like that? We're gonna get more in depth with football, but just being able to play together, do you think that helped build a stronger bond as well? Because I know you, Rory, and y'all all play together from what, like 6th or 5th grade?
Second grade.
Second grade, yeah, for the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
It was just, I mean, from hindsight, it was a blessing because his dad was our coach, and he always reminded us that it's not even about us. It's not even about who we are as an individual. It's who we represent and what we want people to see when we're representing it. So knowing that, and then to have somebody who has the same core values as you and morals and things like that, it just makes you want to go 10 times harder. And that allowed all of us, like my whole friend group, that allowed all of us to excel in our areas that we want to excel in, because we always go 10 times harder than what we need to do. And just simply alone by that, we just pushed each other, and it just made our bond that much bigger, because we knew each other. And to touch back on what I said earlier, we were trying to get to a destination. We're still on our destination, our journey to that destination, and we still push each other as frequently as possible to get to that place that we're trying to reach. So, yeah, it has helped our bond a whole lot.
So like after you guys got to a certain age and stuff like that, was there like a set plan, like, all right, we're all gonna go to East High School, we're all gonna, go to Goodrill or whatever the case may be? Did you guys have that pack? Like, you know what I'm saying? To stay together.
I say we did at a young age, but as time went on and things like that, there are certain elements and things that was obvious, and it didn't mess up our dreams or anything. It just changed the course of how we wanted to uh, get to the places that we needed to be, kind of, because we really had one goal, and that's just to play football and be able to play football together.
Mm.
And so we did that, and it was something that we were able to experience together, which is amazing. But yeah,
So moving forward, big brothers and big sisters, we got into that program at a young age, and
Mhm.
you still interact with your big brothers and big sister. How much of a big impact did big brothers and big sister play for you, and for the kids out there that don't really know what a big brother and big sister program is? Would you mind just explaining that to them?
So the Big Brother Big Sisters, it's a program that allows you to interact with a mentor that's either a professional or something like that, and it allows you just to excel in areas that you wouldn't be able to excel in if you were in your own environment and you just grew up in your own neighborhoods and things like that. So, for example, my big brother and big sister, I met them when I was 5 years old, and I still hang out with them frequently, at least once a month. Uh, and what I got out of it is, so growing up, we grew up on the east side of Des Moines, things like that. I'm not saying it's a bad area or anything like that, but growing up in an area where it's poverty and things like that, you waking up and you seeing certain things, or there's certain things going on in the neighborhood that really confuses a child.
Mm.
It really confuses a child because you're like, okay, how is it that there's people living like this, that, or the third, but I'm living like this? So that's where I was confused about. But again, going back on the basis of I got exposed to a lot of things at a young age, and it allowed me to live a not so hard lifestyle. Uh, Being with my big mom and big sister, it was just like they exposed me to so much, and they taught me so much at a young age that they didn't even know that they was teaching me, but I was just catching on and I was just soaking in information like a sponge because I would be growing up at home and things like that, and I would go hang out with them, and I would be like, okay, it's not, although my lifestyle or my life situation is not where I want it to be right now, or it's not comfortable for me right now, I know that there's better days ahead.
Mm.
Because every time they live in the suburbs and things like that, so every time I remove myself from the east side of Des Moines to Ankeny, it would just open up my mind, and then it would allow me to, it kind of just opened up my mind to where I just knew that there was more out there in the world and that everything is going to be okay.
Mm.
Like, that's all it did for me. Like, the grass isn't always green on the other side, but there's an other side.
Yeah.
And it's just not always, like, in order to get to the other side, you got to deal with the side that you're in, right? Like, the side that you're on right now. So, like, I was able to just deal with, like, a lot of situations that happened in my life or our life and things like that. It just hit me different because I just always knew that things are always going to get better. And, uh, and that, just knowing that is just, it's an amazing feeling, really.
Was there like something that like when you wasn't with your big brother and big sister and you were, on the east side, was there something that you told yourself like every single day, like how you said the grass is always greener? Was that some of the words that you told yourself mentally? Like, all right, I know I'm in this situation, but it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better.
Yeah, so like what I always try to tell myself every day um is that we're here for a reason. I mean, with all the things that mom went through, with all the things that dad went through, with all the things that we went through, period, like there's a lot of more than probably 1,000 instances where things could have been so much different, and where we could have not simply, A, we could have not been here, or B, we could have not been able to enjoy life like we had. Like, just think about, like, imagine if when dad came to America and mom was lost and stuff like that, going from refugee to refugee camp. Imagine mom never found a phone to call dad.
Mm.
Like, imagine if these little things, like, I feel like all these things happen for a reason. So for me going forward, I'm just like, whatever God got in store for me, like, I can't control it. Like, the only thing I can do every day is wake up and do my part.
Facts.
And be responsible for my own things on this earth, whether that's going to class, going to work, just checking in on my friends, making sure they're okay. Like, that's the only thing I can really do, because I can't even control, like, we all try to control our own lives and things like that, but at a certain point, it's just fate.
You gotta just walk with
You,
faith.
you gotta just walk with fate and just do your part, because if you try to control things that you can't control, you're going to run yourself dry.
So moving forward, do you think playing sports at a young age helped with that? Has like helped you cope with whatever you was going on, whatever was going on back at home? And how old were you when you got into football?
So when I got into football, I was 7. I was 6 or I was 7. Yeah, 7 years old. And I remember the thing is though, when I first started playing football, I sucked. I was trash. I was absolutely trash.
What you mean?
Like, I wasn't. The thing was, like, I wasn't. So remember, we would play football and stuff like that. No, this was like when I was way young. I was really, really horrible. Like, I didn't even play on my little American team.
I know you
Second
used
grade.
to sit in the fucking thing.
Yeah, I just used to sit there and just chill.
Stall.
Yeah. I would literally sit in the stall during games. And, like, I was in the bathroom and I just missed the whole game. And I just come back out and act like everything was normal.
Yeah.
And then, but that was when I played for the Broncos my first year. The second year.
Raiders.
No, I played for Broncos my first year. Then the second year I played for the Raiders.
You're right.
And that's when I got good. Like, I had a growth spurt or some shit.
Yeah.
And I was just good out of nowhere. But
Oh yeah.
but that in itself, like, once I really, like, got to started playing football and things like that, I started to realize, like, damn, this is actually giving me, like, certain things in life that I wouldn't have been able to get.
Okay.
Like, for example, just like popularity, friendships, your bonds, things like that. So once I started playing football and I allowed those things to, like, take over in my life, like that faith stage and things like that, I really just play football and chill. Play football, chill, see what happens, and just kept doing that. And over time, it just became what it became. And now I created bonds, friendships, people's respect, things like that. I formed respect for people. I saw certain people in certain situations I would have never seen them in if I wouldn't have played football. And that's the thing I appreciate.
I remember there was there was a time when little bro whatchamacallit had got a concussion. Let's talk about that moment.
But the situation itself, it didn't really change how I felt. It just changed my approach to the game. Because although that happened, that I caused that situation because of my anger. Really, like, if I wouldn't have kicked the dude to play before, that probably wouldn't have happened.
Wait, what you mean? You kicked the dude?
The dude that like hit me,
Yeah.
I like kicked him when he tackled me.
Yeah.
Just because he stopped me in the backfield, and I was like, fuck. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the next play, he late hit me, and I blacked out. Like, just little things like that. So
Like, once you came back from the concussion and stuff like that, as a young child, did your mindset shift? Like, damn, maybe football just isn't for me, or was you still on that path? Like, you know what, I'm gonna come back even harder, and this is how it's gonna be.
yeah. I thought to myself that was just something that had to have happened, because people would get hit in the head all the time during football. I'd say this though, that my next year I was really scared of that happening again. So my game changed, and I was being more safe, because before I'd always use my head for everything, but then I started just
Head hunter.
yeah. Then I, like, played quarterback for a year, and I was just being the safe guy. I didn't want to get hit. I didn't want to get touched, nothing like that.
You was being the quarterback.
Yeah, I was being the quarterback.
Yeah.
But it helped me, though, because, like, I still carry the same instinct of when I'm on the field of I just don't like getting touched. And that helps me a lot because I'm just, like, more quick with my agility and things like that now because I have that mindset from that situation. So, yeah, that's the only, like, positive thing I took from that situation. And that's what I never had any, like, ideas that the game wasn't for me because, like, at that time, I just thought that I was put on this earth to play football.
Yeah.
And that's what I was just doing.
And you were fucking shit up as a young child,
yes.
bro. You were going nuts. I remember, bro, when we watched your football game when you were playing for East and you were playing quarterback, bro. I used to tell Gerald, like, man, stay at quarterback, bro. Don't leave. Do not leave, bro. So let me ask you this, bro. What made you want to say, all right, man, quarterback just isn't for me. Let me go ahead and play.
Man, my friends was talking shit, bro. That's all it was, bro. That's all it was. All my friends was talking shit because they didn't understand the game. They were always on some, why you running out of bounds? You're a pussy, this, that, and that. I was like, bro, I'm doing what I got to do to survive. But they always want to talk shit and things like that. Yeah. And it was like, it really became a trust factor because I was going to play quarterback again my freshman year. But once I switched to receiver 8th grade, I just always went there. And then when I got in freshman year, we had a quarterback, Free Fredo. He was the quarterback.
Free Fredo, yeah.
And yeah, that's really what happened. I just stayed at receivers from that point forward.
Did you ever like wanted to double down on quarterback once you got to high school? Or was it just like, this is me?
Nah, I just told myself this was me until probably I got into college. Like once I got into college, I was like, damn, I wish I would have played quarterback.
Why?
Because quarterback is fun. If there's any quarterbacks out there listening, believe in yourself and play that shit because you don't get that opportunity back once you switch.
That is
at all.
No, that's 1,000. So moving forward to like high school, you know, let's make this about you. So like with you, Gerald, I know like you grew up with a lot of like kids that just wasn't on your level when it comes to being responsible, when it comes to, you know, staying in school. How were you able to, you know, remove those friends and stick to the positive friends in the positive route? Like what was something that happened or you seen that you was just like, fuck that, I'm just gonna, you know, be on this route?
Yeah, so something that I really take pride in for myself, I guess, is just paying attention to actions and not allowing bullshit to sink in. So like if we were friends in something and then I saw something or you did something that was either against like who I thought you were as a person or like against what I believe in, something like that, like something that I believe in and I thought you believed in and that allowed us to be friends. Like once something goes against a grain like that, I really just, it's like a point system in my head and I just start docking shit and slowly but surely I just start to remove myself from that situation. It's never anything like foul or anything like that, like where I'm like, oh, I hate you, this, that, and the third. Like it never becomes that situation. It's just that we all do things and we all have traits that are shown through like actions that we do in life. And once people do something like wild or crazy that you don't believe in, people like, because they're friends, they'll be like, all right, that's not them or something like that. Like they start making excuses in their own head for people. But I don't really do that. I just take it all in. I observe, I take it in, and based off that, I just move how to benefit my own situation. Because I've had a lot of friends in my life that like we were so super close, this, that, and the third, but due to fate and actions, they just slowly removed themselves from my life, and I slowly removed myself from their life. Like it's nothing crazy or anything like that. It's just, and most of the time, it's just because the one thing I hate is when people don't try, like at anything. So whether it's sports, it's really just sports or like just relationships and things like that, like just being good to a nice to a person. Like if you don't try, I'm probably gonna not like you. Like that's the thing I hate. I hate people that just don't try. They just put themselves in a situation. They take away from someone else who wanted to be in that situation, and they just don't try.
Yeah,
Like that shit just don't even make sense to me.
You're a waste of space and air. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
So like my thing. So all my friends, I play football with them. The only friends I'm still friends with today is the people that actually tried. That ass. Like if you're not out here trying, especially on the team, and we're all out here, and you just don't want to try because you feel a certain way, then fuck you.
He said that. Fuck.
And then but that is true though, because those same people, it flips over and it starts to show in their life too. It starts to show in their habits. Because, as for example, you can have a friend where he always makes plans and shit like that, but he never tries to like follow through with them or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or he got a girlfriend and things like that, and that relationship intervenes with just like your guys' relationship type shit. Not on no weird shit, but like on some how come every time we kick it type shit, you always in the mood because you're shorty on your neck type shit.
Yeah.
Like you not been trying in your relationship, and it's correlated now to real life, and now niggas, now you in the mood, and it's ruined the whole vibe of just like hanging out as groups of friends and shit like that because you're in the mood and you want to be in your box.
Yeah.
Like just certain shit like that, bro.
Yeah.
It's just all about how people show their energy and how people vibe. And if it's just negative, then it's two fingers, I guess.
It's two fingers.
Two of them.
I like that, man. I like that. Before we move forward, I just want to give a quick shout out to Ocean Cleaning Services. If you guys are looking for a group of young guys or young girls to come out and clean your house, regardless if you want a regular clean, standard clean, deep clean, whatever type of clean you need, man, I suggest you give Ocean Cleaning LLC a call. They're fast, and that day you give them a call, they'll come out and do your free estimate, and within 24 hours give you a quick quote that will suit and fit you. The number to that is 515-943-8355. Again, that is 515-943-8355. You can go ahead and follow them or check them out on Facebook, on all social media platforms, except Twitter. So, yeah, it's getting nice out. I know you guys want to, step out with the family, and who wants to worry about a dirty house? So,
God.
give them a call, and yeah, they'll hook you up.
Okay.
Back to this interview. So, when you were at East, you know what I'm saying, and you got the chance to play varsity your first year, man. How was that for you?
My first year of varsity was actually my worst year of football I've ever played. I'm serious. Because I messed up my hamstring, bro. Like that summer, something happened to I wasn't stretching.
Mm-hmm.
I still barely stretch to this day. I'm getting better at it though. I just didn't stretch like all summer and things like that. And this one I had the heart murmur problem too. So I just wasn't active.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And that whole summer, like I couldn't participate in nothing. And then once I was able to, I came back and like right in my buttocks, I like did something to my hamstring and I like couldn't even use my hamstring. Like it was an acute pain, like a sharp pain, just anytime I tried to put pressure on it, it was just pain.
Yeah.
And I played like that the whole season. So I wasn't able to run fast. Like I was like limping when I ran, and I couldn't cut off my right leg, nothing. And so yeah, I played like that the whole season. Literally the whole season. And once it got better, after the season, it got better, and I started running track, and I did it to my other leg. Yeah, the same thing to my other leg, and I was just like, damn, this shit sucked. But my first year of varsity, though, it was cool. I mean, it wasn't nothing crazy. I wish I would have taken advantage of it more than I did. But like, due
What
to
are some things that you wish that you would have
taken advantage?
Yeah.
Probably just my problem was that I didn't have no confidence because I wasn't able to run. Like, I'm fast and I'm not able to run. That's the one thing I pride myself in, is just trying to be the fastest person on the field at all times. And that's what I had pride myself in from third grade to sophomore year. That's what I prided myself in, being the fastest person on the field at all times. But when I fucked up my hamstring, I wasn't able to do that. And the one thing I prided myself in on the football field was gone. So I was just, there's no confidence. There would be times where I could have reached out for a ball or things like that, and I just didn't because I didn't think I'd get there. It was little things like that. And I wish if I could go back, I would have definitely said something to my coaches, like, I can't play. I don't want to play right now because my hamstring, you got to fix it. But my thing was I wanted to play because it was varsity.
Right.
Like, this was my first time being able to start on varsity. I was like, I'm playing.
Yeah. Regardless.
Yeah, regardless, I'm playing. But come to find out, I ended up not hurting my team, but hurting myself more than helping my team, which is not something that I wanted to do. But hindsight is 2020, so I just keep that in mind now when I play.
What do you think? What do you think? When it comes to athletes today, especially like high school athletes, like what do you think is the one thing that they struggle with, regardless if it's trying to balance, whether it's trying to balance school or football, or is it, trying to be the cool guy, trying to gain clout by hanging out with their friends and still trying to, maintain this school role? Like, what do you think high schoolers nowadays, they have troubles with?
In Iowa or like overall all across America?
We'll talk. We can go all across the board.
All across the board, I think these kids just struggle with balancing their lives, really, because nowadays they have cell phones and things like that. They have things influencing them that we didn't have before. Like, I say my year was like the last year of like truly not being heavily involved in cell phones. Like, once Trump became president and everybody was on Twitter, that was my senior year.
For real?
Yeah. Like, my senior year was like I said the last year where like coaches were just now getting on Twitter for real.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't really on Twitter like that.
Especially college coaches and high school coaches.
But now they're just, everything is being watched by somebody that they're doing. So it's hard for them to be a good person and balance football and play football and things like that and look like a good person in front of their eyes. And they got to turn around and go back into their communities or their environment and carry another role. Some people are fortunate enough to where they're good and excel at football on the football field, and that carries on and influences how people treat them in their environment. But some people don't have that type of some people don't have that privilege to be known on the football field and have it influence their environment. So like, they'll get done with practice or something, or they'll get done playing football and they got to go home and be either a caretaker, they got to go home and be a thug or something like that. Like, they just got to do certain things. And it's not bad. I mean, it's not bad or anything like that, but I just think that kids struggle with playing their role, really. And understanding that this role over here can affect this role over here without you knowing it, and vice versa. Because, like, say you play football and you go home and you start gangbanging or some shit like that, and you get in trouble, then now what? Everything's fucked up for you.
And that carries on to the field.
And that carries on to the field. So now you got to worry about the stress of being in trouble, all this, and doing all this crazy stuff outside of football. And then when you get on football, that's all you're thinking about. And now you're not even performing at your highest level because you so mentally confused, you so mentally stuffed because you're thinking about all this other stuff. But I think the problem in Iowa, though, is just kids just don't believe that they can make it out. Like, that was one of my biggest problems. Like, I was like, dang, I'm not even gonna I'm not even good enough to make it out of Iowa because I can't go to all these camps and things like that. So I'm just probably gonna be stuck here chilling. And like, granted, some kids it's not the case for most kids nowadays because social media and things like that. But that was just something that was always on my mind growing up. Like, damn, I'm not even going to be able to get found in Iowa, things like that. But there's always an opportunity for a bunch of people out there, not just for football players, but there's always an opportunity for somebody that wants to be a poet. There's always an opportunity for somebody that wants to be a scuba diver. There's always an opportunity for somebody that just wants to be a teacher. Like, there's opportunities everywhere. You just got to believe in yourself first to create those opportunities for yourself.
That's 1,000.
I mean,
so your junior year, you made that slight change over to Ankeny. What was the process, your thought process, when you wanted to move to Ankeny, and why did you want to move to Ankeny?
I simply just wanted to move because I wanted to be able to be exposed to a different system, a different program, different types of people before I got to college. Because granted that although I was at East, I felt like at that time the only reason why I was able to do certain things or be certain things is because my brothers, the people that came before me. And some people see that as like that privilege right there. Some people see that as a positive, things like that. But me personally, I didn't see that as a positive. I didn't want things like, I felt like although I was working for things, but I felt like because of the talent level, I wasn't working hard enough. I wasn't pushing myself hard enough to be able to move on and do what I have to do to be successful.
In that environment?
Yeah, in that environment. So that's why I really made the switch, because I thought that when I got to college, I was going to get a hard reality check, and that was just going to be, it was going to be tough for me.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, too, was school. I needed that hard reality check for school, too, because I just didn't even take school serious when I was at East. And
why you think that was?
Just because a lot of factors, really. Being at home, while you guys were gone, I was just chilling with mom.
Yeah.
You know how mom be.
Yeah. Shout out mom.
On me. And it was just tough. I just didn't really, and again, touching on the stuff, like, I didn't think that I was going to make it out. Like, I just didn't think that I was going to get a chance or opportunity to be able to, like, show what I got or anything like that.
So since when you did make that shift to Ankeny, what would you like? What was some of the things that you seen off the rip? Like, all right, this is getting better in my life. This is getting better because I made that switch. If you could look back.
So because, like, I was struggling right when I switched. I started struggling with a lot of things, whether that's academically, whether that's like football wise, or just within my life. But I didn't see that as a negative thing. Like, I saw this as like, okay, this is what I wanted. This was my reality check. If I can get through this, then I'm good. And I did, gracefully. And once I started realizing, like, the type of people, the type of privilegedness up there, the type of, like, it's just a whole different environment. And this was so long ago, I can barely remember. But, like, it's just a shift. Like, you go from being at one of the largest high schools in the urban city in Iowa to being at a suburban school with nobody you know that's super cliquey. And it's just like, you have to create your own path, and that's what I liked. That's what I wanted to do. That's probably that's one thing that I'm comfortable with, is creating my own area or my own role or my own situation for myself with nothing to start with.
I like that.
Yeah.
So what were some of the what was the worst thing about Ankeny that you disliked? And if you don't want to talk about it, throw nobody underneath the bus. You don't have to. But, like, what was something that you was just like, I would much rather be at East because of this, but I'm cool with where I'm at.
Politics. The politics up there was heavy. Like,
it's like sports and stuff.
Yeah, politics was sports. Politics was just life. Politics was just living. I mean, not living, but, like, just seeing what was going on and what was happening to certain people because they didn't have this, or they didn't look like this, or this things like that. Like politics is heavy, heavy in our world and things like that. But that's what got me into wanting to study politics. Not just like because government and things like that, but just to see the concepts of theories and then applying them to life and seeing how, like, okay, certain people will act this way when these people are around because they're trying to benefit from this situation, or this person is kissing this person's ass because they want to move up or something like that. Like, just being able to be exposed to that and witnessing that, that really gave me a shell-shocking reality check, because I didn't even see that because politics always worked in my favor when I was at youth, because I had brothers and things like that.
True.
And because I was like athletic and things like that. So politics always worked in my favor, so I wasn't able to witness it. Or I wasn't really even able to observe it. But once I moved schools and politics weren't working in my favor, I was able to, oh shit, I see this now. And I would put myself in the role of the person receiving the privilege, and I'd be like, damn, so this is how I used to act and things like that. And then that just made me change my character as a person.
That's some deep shit.
Mm-hmm.
Deep as hell. Hey, little bro, be getting deep with it, yo. So, okay, let me ask you this. So, when you were making that shift from Iowa Central, not Iowa Central, from Ankeny Centennial to Iowa Western, what was some of your fears that you were, coming in to college with? And why'd you choose Iowa Central opposed to, the other schools that offered you?
Iowa Western.
Iowa Western. I'm super sorry.
I really wish. I don't really wish, but I wanted to go to Iowa Central, really. But the reason why I went to Iowa Western was to, again, put myself in a situation that I wasn't used to. And I knew going in that I wasn't going to be the best. I had to work to get what I wanted. Granted, I got there, and my whole mindset, like being there for a while, like just being on a community college campus in the middle of some hills in a town that you're not used to and things like that, that I was not prepared for.
Yeah.
I was not prepared for that. And that took me down mentally, and it put me in a different mindset that I never even thought that I'd get to. But the reason why I went there was for that, and I just wasn't prepared how I thought I was going to be prepared for it. And it just made me think differently and things like that. And it just, because I was in that situation or I was in that phase, I saw things differently that I didn't want to see. And granted, I'm happy that happened. It was just bad timing because I was at literally one of the best junior colleges in the nation. My whole mindset had changed and things like that, which I didn't want to happen, but you can't really do anything about that. Yeah.
So do you think, like, as far as like the terms when it comes to football, were you like adjusting to new terms, or because you went to Ankeny and learned like new football terms, you just was able to pick up on whatever was coming?
My thing was I was able to pick it up, but I didn't understand I didn't. Is that my fault? That is my fault. I didn't really understand I didn't understand like how it's where like seniority kind of like, okay, if I'm better than this person, my thing was I didn't understand that person has been here putting in work for like 2 years and they got to get this man out. Like, I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
So like I went to there thinking, all right, I'm gonna just outwork everybody and I'm gonna play. So I get there, I work hard and things like that. The coaches are seeing me work hard, but when we get on the field, I'm not playing in front of this person. And it's just like, that really played a lot into my decision to leave Iowa Western, and just like the way that I looked at college coaches, period, because whereas in high school, at some schools, they'll look at the hardest worker and be like, all right, he's playing regardless because he just works hard. But in college, especially at junior college, where they're like cutthroat,
Cutthroats. Fuck.
they will they will like make the situation in favor for somebody because they're trying to get them out, or like they will make a situation for somebody because they're trying to get them kicked off the team, like either or. They just try to they know what they're doing and they have to pay their bills. So they
win.
they trying to just do some shit and things like that. But yeah, I was just confused because I was working hard and things like that, and I would get recognition for it. But why am I not playing? And I just be like, well, fuck it, I'm just leaving then.
Do you think Iowa Western, and actually before I even say, I commend you on, sticking with your path and just, always believing in yourself, because I know, man, Iowa Western, I don't watch coaches from Iowa Western destroy people's careers, and it's just like, damn, is that gonna happen to me too? So when it came to like, the politics and all this extra shit, where was your mindset at when you wanted to make that shift and take what you took a year off, right? Like, what made you want to take that shift?
Well, I really didn't even want to, like, everything that I believed, like, not believed in, but everything that came to my mind when I thought about football, that's like being a blue-collar football player, being a hard-working football player, things like that. Like, no matter what, if you work hard, you're going to be rewarded because it's football. It's physical. Like, so everything leading up to that point, like, the way I thought about it was demolished, and it just ruined how I thought about football.
Demolished. Explain that.
Like, it just got, like, it was like a culture shock, kind of, really, because culture I come from for playing football is, like, you work hard, things like that, you're going to be rewarded regardless, and, yeah, that's it. But my culture shock was getting there and seeing how the politics worked at junior college level, seeing that how seniority work at college football, seeing that although you're the hardest worker, someone can still play over you because they've been there. Like, seeing stuff like that. So I was just like, damn, I don't even want to be here. I don't even want to play football. Like, this is weak. Like, college football is ass. And then so when I stopped playing. And then, like, after, I say, a couple months of not playing anymore, I realized, like, yo, like, this life shit's cool, but this is boring without football, really, or just having to be, like, having a dream and just chasing it. Like, my thing was, I stopped chasing my dreams, and it just felt weird to me. Like, yeah, I want to be this, that, and the third when it comes to academics. But my true dream, I felt like I was letting my sixth grade self down. Like, I had that whole concussion for nothing. Like, I'm letting the little kid that I'm letting him down. Like, that's how I always felt. So when I got the opportunity to play again, I took it up instantly. Like, I didn't know if and buts about it. Thank you. I want it, bet. Let's get it.
So, damn, you done got me hyped. All right, so once you made that switch to go back, was there like was it rough for you to like jump back into like the whole motions and just everything, or was it just let's get it, let's strap it up?
Me personally, I was like, let's get it, let's strap it up. I gained like hella. I gained all the weight I had lost. I had lost like 22 pounds. I gained all that weight back in like 3 months before spring ball started. I got there in January before spring ball started. I was back up to 187. And so I got that all back. But when I first got there, that first 2 months.
Where were we at?
I was at Ellsworth.
Okay.
But like that first 2 months from January to before my birthday, like, people would just be like, yeah, you're fast, but, like, who are you? Third. Like, nobody knew me. Things like that. Like, I had to earn my credit, pretty much, my respect. And so that part was hard. But that just drove me even more to become, like, not who I was before, but just become that plus who I want to be. And from that point forward, I'm still doing that shit. Like, I'm still working out, doing what I got to do just so I can be the best football player that I can be personally. Because, like, I'd say before I took my year off, I was always trying to be like the best receiver, like comparing myself to someone else. Like I look at my teammates or something like that, and I'll be like, all right, I'm trying to be better than this and third, which wasn't the case at all. It was just once I went to Ellsworth, I just tried to be the best football player I can personally be for myself. And then once I made that decision, my mindset changed and something just clicked. And then now I'm just trying to just keep laying down my bricks and just trying to stack them up and to see how I can be really.
So moving forward, now you're at Big GV, man. How does it feel to be at GV, and what are some disadvantages that you've seen so far at Grandview?
Well, to be at GV is a blessing because Coach Joe, he reached out to me and things like that, and he's just an amazing person. The whole program is amazing. It's a winning culture, so they expect nothing but greatness. And
aren't you guys like undefeated right now?
Yeah, we're undefeated. We're about to start our playoffs here. We start practicing on Wednesday, March 10th.
Yes, sir.
So every day we're sharpening iron really, because everybody on the team is good. Everybody on the team could go to really any program and play. So right now we're just trying to get to where we need to be. But yeah, Grandview is amazing, man. When I got the opportunity to actually come back, I just thought about, again, that little kid self. And I was just like, damn, I'm actually going to get a scholarship to a university. Like, no matter the level.
Right.
Like, I'm just like, getting a scholarship, period, to play football again. Even though a year ago, I was down bad, not playing football. My mind was in a whole different space and things like that. Like, although it wasn't I didn't wake up and was like, yeah, I want to start playing football again so I can go to Grandview. Once I got the call from Grandview, I was like, damn, this is really just hitting different. Like, this is, I don't even know, because remember when Hamid and Kabina wanted to go to Grandview?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I met our older brother and shit like that. And Kabina was like damn near our cousin.
Yeah.
And when we were young, like, I was probably 5 years old, 6 years old. You were probably like 10, 11. And Hamid was 12, 13. And they would just always, I want to go to Grandview and play football.
Yeah.
So, like, when I got that opportunity to do that, I was just like, wow, this is just crazy. Like, it's crazy.
And one thing too, like my brother said, when he got the opportunity to go, he had a mission to get that degree too. So
yes,
let's talk about the importance of getting a degree and exactly what you're studying.
So the importance is just getting the degree, especially for being an African American in America. That's just like, that's allowing you to take another step. That's like giving you the keys to the car type. It's like either a degree, money, or something along the two. Like, that's gonna get you in the door when it comes to how you want to function, what kind of member you want to be to society. Really, that's the importance of a degree, because, like, and not only that, but like, for the sake of mom, that's why I want to get the degree. But yeah, just having a degree is just different. Like, although it's just a piece of paper, it's just all the years you put in, all the money you put in, all the money you sacrifice, all the time you sacrifice, all the people that you, I was going to say all the people you sacrifice, all the relationships you sacrifice, those all, like, that piece of paper, that's what that means for me. That's why I'm so excited for it to touch my hands. But, like, my major right now is social work and political science, and I got a minor in psychology. And football just allowed me to get all these things, really. Like, without football, I would not be able to go to school. I would not be able to look for school by myself, and I would just be chilling. But football it gives me an opportunity to just take my life to another level, and that's something that I can never repay back. Like I'm forever indebted to the game.
That's 1,000.
Because what it allowed my life to do. And like now, my situation right now is I graduate next year, but I got 3 years of eligibility, so I can come back and get my master's for low, just for playing the game of football. And that's like a privilege again that I wouldn't be able to have because the game of football really. So I'm forever indebted.
So for the youth out there, man, because there's gonna be a kid that's gonna watch this video, bro, and that's gonna look up to you, and that's gonna try to take the same steps that you took to get to where you're at. I just want you to just talk to that kid and let him know how important it is to stick with your dreams, even if you don't land at an Alabama or a LSU, you know what I'm saying, and you do land at like a D2 or NAIA. What's the importance of continuing on that route and sticking with your dreams, because you can receive your degree and still continue to move on?
Yeah, so to that kid, really just first you gotta believe in yourself, because you gotta understand all this. This is football is a business. Everything's a business once you get out of high school. Like even in high school, it's a business, but they only got so many prospects that they can, employ. But like once you get to college, it's really a business. So once you realize that, you gotta learn how to believe in yourself no matter what. And when I'm talking about believing in yourself, I'm not talking about just like praying or nothing like that. I'm talking about paying your debts to the game, like working out, doing things that you don't want to do, being consistent, just making sure that no matter what, when you get your opportunity, it will come. That opportunity that you dream of, everything like that, that opportunity is going to come if you just keep being you and keep believing in yourself and just paying your debt to the game, because the game will love you if you love it back. You got to give all your love, your heart to it. You can't just half-ass it and think that you're going to get what you want to get. Like that's not how it works. And then go somewhere where you're wanted. Go to those coaches that are reaching out to you multiple times a week, things like that. Go to those schools, because those are the schools that actually have a goal for you. They want you. They have a role for you. Because there's a bunch of 4 stars, 5. I don't know, 5 stars. There's probably a 5-star out there, a 4-star out there that went to the big LSU, Alabama, things like that, and he didn't even get to play. There's multiple situations like that. Why he went there? Because he was trying to chase and impress other people, and he was trying to chase and impress like his ego instead of worrying about what he has to do to get to that next level. Because he obviously didn't go there to just be a college student. He went there to go to the NFL. That's every football player's goal, is to make it to the NFL, or dream is to make it to the NFL.
That's facts. So this segment is, before we let you go, bro, this segment is called Manifest, man. What do you think you need to do moving forward from this day forward, to get to the NFL?
For myself?
For yourself.
What I need to do for myself is just, I need to keep laying my bricks, really. Because there's going to be those nights, those mornings where I'm not going to want to wake up. I'm not going to want to go to class. I'm not going to want to, like, just do something. Like, there's going to be those days, those nights, those mornings, upon multiple occasions. But the key for me to get into that level is just staying consistent. Because I'm not, like, in high school no more, where I have all these schools to choose from. I have all these opportunities to choose from. And I have so many years. Like, I'm getting to the end of my stick, where if I'm not consistent, or I'm not trying to lay my bricks down, they're not even going to take a chance on me, or they're going to pass me by, things like that. So I just got to keep laying my bricks and trying to be the best me I could possibly be for myself and for the people around me.
Amen. Brick by brick. And if there's one thing that you want to leave with the viewers and listeners, man, to remember you as, what would that one message be to them?
Just believe in yourself, really. That's the only message that I can really give out. really, because there's gonna be 1,000 people that listen to this podcast, but there's gonna be 990 people that don't take in these words. So that those 10 people out of that 1,000 people that are actually taking in these words, just believe in yourself no matter what. Because if you believe in yourself and you keep chasing your dreams, you gonna run into them some way or another.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's like
That's facts.
cause like that car you've been wanting in GTA. If you don't get it this time, you gonna get it somehow or another. Like you gonna get that car. You gonna get those dreams. You just gotta keep chasing them, and you gotta keep giving. You gotta keep giving your debts to the game if you want your debts to be paid. Seriously, because it's like praying before a game. There's no need to pray for it before a game if you didn't work. If you didn't work all week and practice in the weight room, there's no need to be praying before the game, bro. Like God is not gonna come down here and save you, bro. Oh God. Like that's the one. I swear, before every JUCO game, bro. Not every game really. There'd be those people where it's just like, bro, why are you praying? Like I love Jesus, but why? Like, you was skipping reps in the weight room. You was tweaking at practice all week, bro. I'm just looking like God is not gonna save you, bro. I know. Jesus lived down the street from me, bro. He's not gonna come save your ass, nigga.
Oh my gosh.
Cause you been tweaking, bro, all week.
What are you praying for, bro?
What are you praying for, bro? Just stop it. Just stop it. Stop the nonsense, man. Nah, for real though. Just keep believing in yourself though, okay?
Let them know when your game's gonna be and where at, man, and all your social media platforms where they can follow you at.
Yeah, so all my games are gonna be at East High School because we got the first seed.
In the house, yeah.
Yes, sir. So most of them are gonna be at Williams, the Duke, Williams Stadium, Des Moines East.
William East, yeah.
My Twitter handle is @__G Sama, GSAMA. My Instagram handle is Gerald Sama, GERALD, and an SAMA_. And yeah, my name is Gerald Sama, so you can just check that out on Facebook. And yeah, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak.
Yes, sir. No problem, man. I knew my little brother's story, man, is one that can really impact the youth. Cause even though we're brothers, that doesn't mean I know everything about him. So I just wanted to, let him on to the show and give him a chance to just tell his story and stuff like that. But make sure y'all be watching out for him, man. He will manifestation. He will make it to the league. No lottery pick. He ain't gotta get drafted, but he will get that invite. And I put money on that. No cap.
No cap.
Let's get it. I appreciate you, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
I
Thank
love
you
you,
for the
bro.
cake. I
Hey,
love
no
you
problem,
too.
bro.
I love you too.
And happy belated, my brother.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. 22. Looking good. Yes, sir. All right. We out this thing.